everyone, so today we're going to talk about subdomain enumeration. So if you remember in one of our last videos talking about DNS, we talked about domains and subdomains. So subdomain enumeration is the process of finding valid subdomains for a domain. And why do we do this? It's to expand the attack surface and to try and discover more potential points of vulnerability. So we will explore 3 different subdomain enumeration methods: brute forcing, OSINT or open source intelligence, we talked about it in the previous video a bit, and virtual host. First, with OSINT and SSL TLS certificates. So when an SSL or TLS certificate is created for a domain by a certificate authority, the CA or certificate authority take part in what's called certificate transparency logs. So what are those? So these logs are publicly accessible logs of every certificate created for a domain name by that certificate authority. The purpose of this is to stop malicious and accidentally made certificates from being used. We can use this service to our advantage to discover subdomains belonging to a domain. So, for example, we can search for that in sites like these two, as they offer a searchable databases of certificates that show current and historical results. Let's go over crt.sh and try to find for the domain name tryhackme.com and see what we can find. So here we are on crt.sh and let's search for tryhackme.com. And it returns us a list of different certificates with common names, matching identities, when was it logged at, not before, so the certificate isn't valid before this date, and not after, so the certificate won't be valid after that date, and so on and so forth. So in the question, it asks us to find the entry that was logged at in 2020, December 26, and enter the domain below to answer the question. So let's just go 2020, 12, 16, 26, sorry. Search engines. So we know that they do contain trillions of links to more than 1 billion websites, which can be an excellent resource for finding new subdomains. So we can use advanced search methods on websites like Google, Bing, Yahoo, DuckDuckGo, etc. And we would use filters like cite that can narrow the search results. So for example, if we search for this, so it would only contain results leading to the domain name domain.com, but exclude, because we have the minus here, all the links that are from the subdomain www for the same domain. So let's try that for tryhackme.com and try to find other subdomains. Okay, here we are. Site minus site www.tryhackme.com, but it does come from the same domain. So tryhackme.com. And let's see, and here we have 2 different results. As you can see, there is this one and this one coming from help.tryhackme.com and many others that we can go over. So another way of doing it is by brute forcing. So brute force DNS enumeration is the method of trying tens, hundreds, thousands of, or even millions of different possible subdomains from a predefined list of commonly used subdomains. Because this method requires many requests, we automate it with tools to make the process quicker. In this instance, we're gonna try DNS recon. So here we go. As you can see, when we click on view site, we get this. And so the command is already here, DNS recon -t prt -d acme it support.thm. So let's run the request. And here we go. We found 2 different records. Now let's try with Sublister. So Sublister is also a tool to automate the discovery of subdomains. So as you can see, when we open view site, we get this already, which is already the command is already done for us. So --d for the domain that we want to find the subdomain for, and it will search using different ways, search engines like Baidu, Yahoo, Google, Bing, Ask, and other things too. And then virtual hosts. So some subdomains aren't always hosted in publicly accessible DNS results, such as development version of a web application or administration portals. Instead, the DNS record could be kept on a private DNS server or recorded on the developer's machines in their own file. If we are talking about Linux users, the file would be in etc hosts. And if you're talking about Windows users, so the file host will be here, Windows /system32 drivers /etc/host. These 2 files maps domain names to IP addresses locally. And because web servers can host multiple websites, so when a website is requested from a client, the server knows which website the client wants from the host header. Remember when we talked about HTTP headers? If you don't remember, you can go watch the video about HTTP. So we can utilize it by changing it and monitoring the response to see if we've discovered a new website. Like with DNS brute force, we can automate this process by using a word list of commonly used subdomains. So let's start the attack box and use FAF to try and do some discovery. So for this, we'll use FAF-W USR. So W for the word list that we are going to use. It will be in the sec lists, discovery, still here DNS, and namelist.txt minus or -h. So -h is to say that we want to add or edit a header, and in this case it's the host's header, and using the keyword fuzz to say that instead of this keyword, we'll replace it with the options that are in the name list. And then -u to say what's the target URL. So the target URL, here it's the IP address for the machine. And let's go. So what we can see here, the thing is, this command will always produce a valid result. So we need to filter the output. So we can do this by using the page size result with the switch -fs, and we put this size just after. So what we can see is what is the size, the most recurrent size that we see, and we put that in the switch. So here it's 2395. So let's do that. 2395. So once we've done it, here what we found. We find this one, this subdomain, and this other subdomain. That was it for today. I hope you enjoyed watching this. Have a good time. Until next week. Bye!